that was the worst panic attack I have ever had, because in my mind, I went from thinking normally to thinking like we're about to die. Welcome, my name is Asia. So before we get into this video, please give this video a thumbs up. It really helps my channel make it to the YouTube algorithm, so it really would help me and my channel out a lot. So please hit that thumbs up button. It only takes half a second. You can use this time to do so. So for this video, I'm going to be telling you guys about my worst high experience ever, and it just so happened to be off of an edible. And it didn't just happen once, y'all. It happened twice. So I'm going to tell y'all both times. The second one is way worse than the first one, I promise you. And this, my friends, is why I don't take edibles anymore. So let's get on into this story. Okay, so we're going to talk about the first time it happened. So the first time I was with my best friends, Tay and Maddie. And Maddie was in college at this time. And you know, on college campuses, you have the white kids that be having
all the drugs.
Like, they be having the weed, they be having the edibles, they have everything. So, and it be good, y'all. Too good. We went and we got some, and the edible that I got was white chocolate. Now, for me, I've taken edibles before this day, but whenever I would take them, they would take so long to kick in, or they wouldn't even kick in at all. So, like, I didn't think it was gonna be that big of a deal. Like, I thought it was just gonna, you know, calm me down and knock me out like it usually do. I decided to take two. I think I ate the whole thing, actually. Yeah, I think I ate the whole thing. And I was like, okay, we just gonna wait for this to kick in. So while we're waiting for it, we go upstairs to the room and we start watching movies. Probably like an hour or so went past, and like me and my friends were asking each other, we like, do y'all feel anything? And we're all just like, no. Like, so I'm talking shit. I'm like, yo, this shit is ass. Like, I don't feel nothing. Nothing's happening
Yet.
So we put on this movie, right? And I'm about getting to the point where I'm about to fall asleep because it's been so long. So we put on the movie, right? And the movie we put on is Get Out. And y'all, this is where the craziness happens, right? So we're watching Get Out, and you know, I'm watching it normally, like I still don't feel the edible at all. So I'm literally just chilling watching the movie. And this one scene comes on, I will never forget. This one scene comes on, and guess what? It's the scene where she's hypnotizing him, right? So like, he's sitting in the chair, and like, she has like this teacup or whatever. So she's talking to him, and he's like slowly going into a trance. So tell me why when he slowly goes in the trance, bitch, I start going in a trance. The room starts to spin. And I'm like, I'm thinking she hypnotizing me, so I'm starting to panic. So I'm like, oh my God, y'all, like, I'm freaking out. I'm bugged out at the time. Like, the room is literally twisting in slow motion, y'all. It's all happening in slow motion. So like, I'm watching the TV, and while he's getting into the trance, I'm following after him. I'm thinking I'm about to go into the sunken place with him. I'm freaking out, y'all. While this is happening, like, I start crying, and it's crazy because at the same time, that's when like the little tear comes out of his eye. So like, I can't even keep my balance, y'all. Like, I'm doing all this, and I'm like, y'all, and I'm like, I'm laughing, but I have tears coming out at the same time. Like, I was so scared, and like, my friends were recording me, and I want to see if my friend still have the video, because if he does, I'm gonna put it in here. So my friend Tay, he's like recording me, and they all laughing at me. So they laughing, so I'm laughing, but I'm scared at the same time. So I'm crying, and I'm paying attention to the screen, because I'm literally feeling like I'm being hypnotized, y'all. I kid you not, it was at the same exact moment that she did it to him. Like, the whole movie, I was chill, I was calm, I was good, and it slowly crept up on me when she was hypnotizing him. So I really felt like I was about to die. And then, like, as I was crying, like, my head was vibrating. Like, I felt a whole vibration in the back of my head, and it just wouldn't stop vibrating. And then my body started twitching, y'all. My body was literally twitching. Like, I was like, I was so fucked up that day. And then I started getting paranoid because I'm like, oh my God, like, what if they laced it? What if it's laced? What if I'm about to die? Like, I think I'm about to die. Like, my heart is literally racing so fast. Like, I could literally feel it beating out of my chest. Like, I thought I was about to have a heart attack and die, y'all. Like, I was not kidding. While I'm like laughing and stuff, I'm trying to play it off. Like, after I cool out a little bit, like the hypnotizing scene was over, I'm trying to cool it off because I'm like, okay, maybe if I go to sleep, it'll be over. So I started to lay down and my brain is like going on a trip, y'all. Like, and this is off of an edible and I'm tripping like this. So it was so hard for me to fall asleep and my brain was still vibrating. The room spinning was really making me sick. So I'm like, okay, I need to go to bed because if I don't go to bed, I don't know what's gonna happen to me. Like, I'm gonna be out here freaking out. So yeah, I lay down, body still twitching, head still vibrating. Even though I have my eyes closed, it still feel like everything is rotating. Like, it was so bad, y'all. But I was finally able to go to sleep. It took a minute, but I was finally able to go to sleep. So when I woke up, it was all over. Like, I was good again. And y'all, I promised myself that very day that I was never going to take an edible ever again. Which I held off on it for, you know, some time. Like, I went a couple years without eating the edible again. But then I decided to do it again. This is where the second story happens. Now, the second story is way crazier than the first story. You feel me? This actually happened recently. This happened in 2021. This was like around May or June of 2021. So this was only a couple months ago. So boom, this is what happened. We planned that, I think this was on my cousin's birthday or like her birthday weekend. We had plans to get with our friends. And we already, I believe I had weed already. No, I had brought a nerd rope. It was like a THC nerd rope. I don't know where I got it from, but just know I got it. So we ended up linking up with our friends and our friends had weed. So I'm like, okay, like, I'd rather smoke the blunt than take the edible, you feel me? Because I get high as shit off blunts. Like, I'm still a lightweight, but I was worse then. Like, I could inhale more without getting stupid high than I did around this time. So I'm like, okay, they got a blunt. It was like a small blunt though. So I had like took a couple hits out of it and then that was it. So we had planned to go to Frankie's. It's like an arcade where you can play games. They also have a cafeteria area and they also have the area outside where there's like actual rides outside. So boom, we decided to go there. So I'm like, okay, well, it'll be fun. We agreed that it would be fun if we decided that we wanted to get high before we went. Cause like we thought the arcade and the rides would be so much more fun when you're high. Cause I feel like everything is more fun when you're high. My friends, Johnny and Tyler, those are the ones that we went with. They already be on deck with the blunts, but they surprisingly, they had some edibles as well. So mind you, I told y'all, I took a couple hits of the blunt already. So, and I'm already feeling good. Like, I'm not high, but I could feel like a little buzz, you feel me? So I'm like, okay, well, let me get some of the cookie, because they told me that the cookie was good. And Janae, she had told me that she already ate some of the cookie, but she didn't feel nothing. So I'm like, okay, so I'm going to eat some of the cookie, and I'm also going to eat some of the nerd rope that I got. So I probably ate like half of the cookie, and then I took like a piece off of the nerd rope. It wasn't a big piece, but it was, you feel me? It was a piece. So I took some and I ate the nerd rope. So I'm like, okay, since you didn't feel nothing with the cookie, I added the nerd rope, and then maybe I'll get like a little bit more high. As mind you, when I smoked the blunt, I only felt a buzz. Like, it wasn't nothing serious. So I'm like, okay, bet. So I'm let everybody else do what they do so they can get lit, and then we head out. When we get there, the first thing we do is we get on the rides. So we got on the rides that was outside. So we got on 2 of them. The first ride was fun, you feel me? Nothing happening. I'm still not feeling the edible or anything. Like, I'm literally good. So we get on the second ride. And mind you, both rides, they spinning you around. So you're getting a lot of air, a lot of wind, you feel me? It's this really big ride, and it basically just spins you all the way around in a circle, and it'll stop midair and then go back around. Like, you know what I'm saying? You with me? We got on that ride. And so after we get off of it, y'all, I don't know if it was the wind, I don't know what it was, but as soon as I got off that ride, boom, I'm high as shit. We start walking towards the door, and mind you, it's also cold outside, so I'm not sure if the wind and all the air plays a part in this, but I got fucked up. We go back inside, and I'm already feeling high, but I'm trying to keep it in, because I'm one of those people, like, if I'm getting too high and I'm starting to get paranoid, I like to keep it to myself. Like, I don't like to do too much, but y'all gonna see. Keep listening. So we stand in line for this VR ride that my cousin wanted to go on, and I'm just sitting there and I could feel myself shaking. Like, I'm literally panicking at this point. But my friend Janae was next to me, and the whole time I'm in line, like, I could not stand still, y'all. Like, I was shaking, my whole body was shaking, and like, I was like, my eyes were huge. Like, I was so paranoid, and I was just looking around, and I'm like, I have to go sit down. Like, I need to go sit down, and I'm freaking out. And like, my cousins and everybody, they're coming to me, they're like, are you okay? And I'm like, no, I need to go sit down, I need to go sit down. Like, my brain vibrating. This time the room was not spinning, but I seen everything in like 3D. I'm like about to cry at this point. I'm on the verge of tears, and I'm like, I gotta go sit down, I need to go. And I'm like, I can't even stand still. Like, I'm shaking, like literally shaking. My body is twitching again. I was tweaking, y'all. So my friend Janae, she like, okay, do you want to go to the cafeteria? We'll go to the cafeteria. And I'm like, yes. So we start walking towards the cafeteria. I'm like looking around. Y'all gonna see why I was acting like that. So I started looking around, and I'm like literally paranoid. And I keep saying I was paranoid, but I want y'all to understand how paranoid I really was. We get to the cafeteria, and we sit down. Janae orders some water so I can like calm down. I'm like drinking the water, but I can't focus. She also ordered some food because I didn't eat that day either. The only thing I ate was the edible cookie and the nerve rope. I'm looking around the cafeteria, and I'm having a panic attack, y'all. I had a full-blown panic attack. Like, literally, I start breathing heavy, and I'm like, I can't breathe. I start crying, like real tears is coming out of my eyes, and I'm like looking around because I get so paranoid to the point where I'm thinking somebody about to come in here and shoot the place up. I don't know why that's where my brain went, but that's where it went. So I'm looking around seeing like if there's somebody that's really about to shoot us, because I'm thinking we about to die, somebody about to kill us. So I'm crying, I'm like, I want to leave. Like, I'm freaking the fuck out. My friend Janae, she's just like, are you okay? I'm like, I want to leave, and I'm just looking at everybody, and if anybody stares at me, I start staring at them because I'm thinking that they about to come kill me. Oh my gosh, y'all, it was so bad. My cousin Boo and Tyler, they come back out, and they're like, are you okay? Like, they're asking me if I'm okay because I'm really bugged out. Like, I'm having a panic attack. I never had a panic attack that bad in ever. Like, that was the worst panic attack I have ever had. In my mind, I went from thinking normally to thinking like we're about to die, like somebody's about to kill me, somebody's about to shoot this place up, it's about to be a mass murder, like we about to die up in here. Like, I genuinely believed that we were going to. So my friends was like, they were so concerned about me that they were saying that we would have to go to a hospital because that's how bad I was freaking out. Finally, we decided to leave, and I'm upset because I paid $40 for my coins to get on to do the arcade and play the games that I couldn't even use. We leave, we get into the car, and the first thing I do when I get into the car is I lay down because I'm still paranoid that somebody about to kill us. So I'm making sure I lay down in the seat so that way I'm nowhere to be seen, nowhere to be found. I ended up dozing off in the back seat, and then everything is pretty much a blur after that. I really don't remember. I'm guessing like I just went to sleep. But that was insane. Like, and from then on, I made a promise to myself, and I'm gonna keep the promise this time. I made a promise to myself that I am never getting that high ever again. Like, that was the worst panic attack ever, and my heart was racing so much I really thought I was about to have a heart attack. It was so bad. And this is why you don't do drugs, kids. Do not do drugs, especially if you're a lightweight like me. I don't know what I was thinking. Like, smoking a blunt eating an edible cookie and a nerd rope. Like, what was I thinking? Clearly, I didn't learn my lesson from the last time. If you have any stories similar to mine about when you got too high, please let me know in the comments down below, because I want y'all to share y'all stories with me. And if you haven't yet, please thumbs up this video. It would really, really help me a lot. All my links are down below. And I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye. I'm also uploading every second day. Consistency, yes. Bye.
2, 3, let's go.